Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. I hope that you had such an amazing holiday and it's not over yet. New Year's is right around the corner and New Year's is actually one of my favorite holidays. I love this time of year and I think I like it so much just because we really get just a time to just reflect and see how far we've come over the year and just where we need to grow and just acknowledge our accomplishments. And I think it's just so cool that we give ourselves like 365 days to just really see what we can do. And then this one day, New Year's, is the marker for this fresh start. I think there's just something really cool. It adds a bit of, I feel like, order into my life whenever New Year's is approaching. It makes me feel calm, and yeah, I'm curious if you guys have the same kind of sentiment towards New Year's as I do. But what I wanted this vlog to be about was to just kind of make this like a fun chat about what I think is in and out for 2025 from a creative lens. And I think we could just kind of chat a little bit about a few points, and I can just expand on some of my thoughts, feelings, and some tough lessons I've learned this year. So maybe this will help you out if you're an aspiring creative or entrepreneur. And if you're not and you just want to hang around and listen to this vlog, I'm sure you'll find it inspiring either way. If you're new here, I want to give you a proper introduction. My name is Elena. My brand is called Fiorenza Art. Fiorenza is my middle name, and I am an entrepreneur and an artist and technically a small business owner. A couple highlights that I want to share are that I have been self-employed now for I think 3 years. We're going on 3 years, and it's been such a fun and exciting, crazy journey. And I had a lot of big goals this year. Some I didn't accomplish and some I did, but that's kind of the brief on who I am and what I do. Every single New Year's, it has become my tradition. I've now done this 3 years in a row where I make a list, and it's just called the ins and outs, or what's in and what's out. And I'll post a little picture of it right here. I want to kind of go over the points, and I'm not going to go through all of them or else this video is going to be so long, but I want to just kind of top line the points I really wanted to expand on. So without further ado, we have our what's in list. The first point I have on here, and I think a lot of people resonated with this on Instagram, is hosting local creative meetups. And I did this once. I didn't even really host it. I was like a co-host, but I did this once this year, and it was recently with my Instagram friends, but now real life friends, Tofu Goob, who is Gabby, and then we have Katie, and I will tag all of them here, and then Sylvia. So it was so cool meeting them all in person. We just organized, I don't even know how it came about. I think it was Katie posted on her story saying that she's in Chicago. And I responded and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll give you all these recos. And then she asked if I wanted to hang out, and I thought that'd be such a great idea. So we kind of gathered up a small group of us and went to Soho House, and it was just really fun and wholesome, and I left feeling really inspired. So that's something I really want to do more of this year, except I would love to be like the host of them, whether that's hosting them at like a Soho or at a small creative space, or eventually my own studio outside my apartment. So more to come on that. But I just really want to kind of foster a creative community in my own city. I oftentimes like take for granted how cool Chicago is when it comes to the art scene, and I'm just like always living in my phone and on Instagram and the artists I see there. But there's so many cool artists like in my backyard, so I really want to embrace them and meet them. The second point I have on here is basically taking pictures, like having an album dedicated to inspiration that you find out in the world. And like what I mean by that is we have our phones on us 24/7, and we know it kind of drives us crazy. It drives me crazy, but like we can't do life without them basically anymore. So kind of use this as your tool for inspiration. We have amazing cameras on our iPhones, so I don't care if I'm gonna be the girl who's constantly on her phone taking photos in 2025. That's what I'm gonna be doing because there's inspiration everywhere, and sometimes I feel uncomfortable taking pictures of things that I find cool, but I don't care now. So I'm gonna do that, and I suggest you do it too if you're always looking for inspiration. I think that could help you. I recently got into my third point, which is diligently sketching every single day or at least every single week. So I'm almost done with my sketchbook. I have, I think, like 4 pages left to fill. But get a sketchbook and challenge yourself to fill every single page in it. It's currently what I'm doing, and it's really fun. And sketching, I could do a whole new vlog on sketching, but it has opened up my world entirely, like my creative world so much, just dedicating time to sketching, because it doesn't have to be perfect, and like it can just be whimsical and loose and fun, and there's no pressure. And I've been even sharing these sketches on Instagram like every day for I think like 2 or 3 months, and I think it's just been really fun, and it's kind of taken the pressure off of creating, which I'm all for. My fourth point is, oh, I have so much to say about this one. It is creating an iconic character that appears in your work. So for me, you guys know my bun. He appears everywhere, and he's like iconic to my brand, and I feel like I've really stylized him over the course of 4 years to be very identifiable to me. And that was one of the hardest things I've done creatively, because there's so many bunnies out there. People draw bunnies all the time. It's nothing new. But I really wanted to kind of create this iconic character for my brand that represented me, and that's where the bunny came from. So I just remember I would sketch rabbits all day, all the time. And I was trying to kind of create them very unique to me, because you can draw a realistic rabbit, you can draw like a line art rabbit, whatever it is. Like I was looking for, how can I make something that someone will see it and say that's Fiorenza art? And I feel like that's what I really did do with the rabbit, which I'm really proud of. So I think it's kind of given me this deep sense of like pride and a bit of confidence in my work. So I thought this would be helpful for other artists to kind of see, maybe you can create some sort of character. And it doesn't have to be an animal. There's so many incredible artists who kind of have these coined characters, and whether they're human-like or more animal-like, I just think it's a really good creative challenge, because it forces you to think very originally and kind of really deep dive into what are things that are important to you, and like symbols. So I think that's really cool, and that's something I want to continue to do some more. I have my style for horses, which I post all the time. As you guys know, that was kind of my big thing this year. And I have like my style for wolves and other animals and rabbits, but I'm still trying to find my like iconic twist for faces and human figures. And I'm getting close. It's very loose, kind of still whimsical. I think working with the Neo colors has really helped me kind of try to nail that down, but we're not there yet. I'm still exploring how I want to portray people, and like this and this is like very similar to what I used to do when I was younger, and it just like feels right. So I'm kind of on this journey right now to create more human-like, iconic characters in my work. Now I'm thinking we can touch a little bit on the what's out list, which is always, I think, harder to make than the what's in list. But something I really want to be more mindful of this year is overconsumption. I had a horrible habit when I had 2 jobs. I was an art director full-time and an artist. I would go to Blick because I lived walking distance. I would walk to Blick weekly and buy new supplies. And that was not only very financially irresponsible, it was just overconsumption and just clutter. Like I couldn't, and I still can't use up all the supplies I purchased during this time. I'm slowly starting to get into them now, but I know I do not need to purchase anything else. Maybe a couple of paints and like varnishes here and there, but I truly do not need anything else. So I need to use what I have. Maybe you're the same way, but let's focus this year on using the materials that we already have. I think a point that some people agreed with, some people didn't, was my third point where I said hiding from tech. And what I mean by this is I think a lot of people have a vendetta with technology, with like the rise of AI, but if you're an artist, you need to be well versed with the social media space and how tech can be your friend. I strongly think that, and I kind of want to push other creatives to explore. Maybe they can start animating a piece, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can just be frame by frame stop motions, like 5 frames. But I think once you kind of open your mind up a little bit to what tech can provide for us artists, it helps you not be as scared of it. So that's just what I meant by that, and I'm curious what you guys think about that. My fourth point is, again, something I just kind of started addressing as of, I don't know, 5 weeks ago, but asking for help. So I recently I needed help so badly this year. 2024 was a year of immense growth, but also a lot of failures, a lot of unorganization on my end, and then a lot of me realizing I need help. I cannot do this alone. My sweet mom is now the one who is packing up all my Fiorenza Friends Club orders from moving on forward. She did December, and it helped me so much, but I was so hesitant to let her help. She basically forced the help, and I'm really grateful she did. And she told me, Elena, sometimes you just need to let people help you, but you also need to ask for help when you need it. So I appreciated that, and I really do need to work on that, because it's not a knock on your skill or your time management skills or you as a creative. People want to help you, and it can actually be a really cool opportunity to bring on someone like an intern or a student who's also an artist who wants to learn from you. Like there's so many cool opportunities that can open up when you let people in. And another thing I did this year, actually I did this last year, so I should have mentioned this last year, but I have a full-time marketing team, and I pay them monthly, and they do so much work for me. They're incredible. I seriously would not be where I am without them. But that was very hard for me to do. I had a big block against it, not because I didn't want to work with them, but more so because I was nervous about the paying commitment. Like you have to pay a very large amount of money for these people, and that can be very scary as an entrepreneur. But I'm so happy I did it because, first of all, they're amazing. They're so sweet, and we've actually become good friends. And second of all, they are so patient, and they teach me some things too, which I think is really cool. Like seeing how they work has not only benefited them, but it also benefits me. So we're teaching each other, and we help each other out along the way. And I've brought on new clients for them too. So it's been a win-win. Something I tend to do a lot, and I'm working on being better with this, is creating in solitude. And it's necessary, don't get me wrong. It is so necessary as an artist to have your alone time to create. But when you're just kind of like sketching and thinking of things, it is so much more fun when you do it with another creative or someone who admires your art, or like a friend or someone, yeah, who is another artist. Like it is just, it opens up like your creativity when you can bounce ideas off of someone. So that's something I really want to do moving forward, is like meeting up with Gabby, Tofu Goop, who lives so close to me in Chicago. Like I would love to go to a coffee shop with her and just bounce ideas off of each other, because I feel like we have a similar brain, and I think that would just be fun, and creating doesn't always have to be such a lonely thing. I really want to slow down this year, and I want to stop thinking it is bad to move slow. And I kind of contradict myself because I post every day on Instagram. I make reels all the time. I make stories when I can. But that's not, like, I still think you can move slowly and with intention, but still be active on social media and like share the process, because I'm not sharing finished pieces of work all the time. I'm sharing sketches a lot of the time. So it's stuff I do daily that I can just get out into the world and share. But I want to move slowly with intention, with projects, and with editing videos, with my friendships and relationships. Like I just want to be more mindful about how I just rush through things, and I'm so impatient. I want to enjoy the ride a little bit more. And that's very hard for me to do because I am such an impatient person, and I kind of just rush through things. And I really want to stop doing that in 2025. I want to just embrace a slow practice. So that's going to be an interesting one, but I'm really going to challenge myself to be better at that for this year. I think the perfect way to close up this vlog would be going over my 2 big goals for 2025 with you guys. Maybe 3 goals, maybe 2. I don't know, we'll see. But my first big goal for 2025 is I really am ready and looking for a new studio. Actually, my first studio technically, because I'm currently creating in my apartment, in my 2nd bedroom. So I am on the lookout for a brand new studio space, and that's so crazy to say, but I really want this space to be where I can escape to create, and also invite other artists in Chicago and people to see my work and do workshops and events. So that's in the works. I have seen a spot, but it's not it, so I'll keep you guys posted on that journey. And then my second goal, and it might seem a little, not superficial, but just kind of, the numbers don't matter on Instagram, but I want to hit 200,000 followers on Instagram. And I don't know why that number's just stuck in my head, but I think that's gonna be one of my goals for 2025, is to hit that. My third goal, I really want to continue to grow my business. And I want to really get organized and serious with the business side of Fiorenza Art. I want to make new products and regular product drops, and find a better manufacturer for some goods that I'm making, and just get really organized with that side of Fiorenza Art, because I always find time to create. I always find time to draw and sketch and all of that, which is incredible, and that's my passion. But I think I have this new passion or curiosity for like the business side too, and seeing how can I just continue to grow my brand and dive into new projects and new opportunities that are outside my comfort zone, and like working with really cool clients. So I think those are my goals for this year. I would love to hear your guys' goals. How was 2024 for you? Did you find it to be a year of growth, or was it maybe more difficult? Are you an entrepreneur? Did you just start your business journey? I'm just very curious where you guys are at and what you're up to, because I know there's a lot of artists that have found me here on YouTube, which I think is very cool. So if you have been subscribed and following my videos, thank you. I appreciate it so much. And if you're new here, please subscribe and stick around. I'm trying to post regularly. And by regularly, I mean like weekly or twice a month. So we'll see. But that's my goal for the year. You can also follow me on Instagram because that is where I share the most content. I'm sharing stuff on Instagram all the time. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this inspires you to write down your goals and your dreams and aspirations for 2025. And I'm sending you all the good vibes and best wishes. And I hope you guys have an amazing new year, and I'll see you so soon.